7. So we would like to get started if everyone could return to their seats. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for playing this spot.
Sure. Welcome to anytime. It's yours.
Yeah, we walk all around everywhere for the fun of it. Obviously, more people turn out than
Yes.
Amen. We're going to get started. All right, thank you so much. So, before we begin officially, just a few housekeeping things. We do have a little tiny bit of space. If you want to come in, there's a few extra chairs on this side. I would prefer if you grab a chair and move it because just behind the jazz band, but if you do want to grab one, that's fine. There's just a little bit of extra, okay? Now, we talk to our kids, this is their first concert. We talk to the kids about our concert etiquette, and we want to honor our wonderful Performing Arts Center that we have here at Murchison. And that was a joke. But concert etiquette dictates that during the performances, we try to remain as quiet as possible. We're going to be doing a audio recording, which is right up here. And we're going to share this with the kids, and they can share it with you as well, and they can share it with any family members who couldn't be here as well. Mr. Von Lopez and Ms. Meyer are so nice to be here up there. Mr. Von Lopez is manning the cameras, and hopefully we'll be able to get this on the YouTube channel, right? Or send it to me.
It's live.
It's live. Ooh. Okay. So, we're going to record it in a number of ways. So, if we can, during the songs specifically, have as quiet an atmosphere as we can create in this gym. And then the other bit of concert etiquette is if we can avoid coming or going during a performance, if you absolutely must leave at some point, please try to wait till the song is over, and in between there'll be a little bit of a minute or two where we're announcing the next song where it will be a better time for you to come or go without distraction. Okay, taking pictures is fine, taking videos is fine as well. You can share them as much as you want. And if you get some really good pictures and want to share them with me, you can email me or Mr. Leo, and we like to do some slideshows sometimes that we can present later, and then we'll kind of probably include them in that. Okay, the other thing is, obviously cell phones are a big thing, so we can make sure our cell phones are set to a position where they will not go off during our performance. Alarms, calls, notifications, things that make noise to disrupt the performance would be appreciated. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start. And this is a combination beginner band / jazz band concert. Okay, the jazz band is going to be the opening act for our stars over here. Jazz band just had a concert 2 nights ago, and they combined with Anderson. And so we had a really, really great show. We wanted to show off a couple of songs that we do. Because jazz band is a class that everyone can take after their first beginning band year. Okay, there's no audition, and every instrument is welcome, as you might see. Typical jazz bands have saxes, trumpets, trombones, and a rhythm section, but we also have clarinets. We have an oboe, we have a tuba, we have flutes, we got everything. Okay, and so if you're interested in jazz, jazz is usually a 1-semester course that you can add into your schedule after your beginning band year. Sometimes you can fit 2 semesters. Depending on what other classes you have, but you can double up on it if you really like some of these kids do, or you can just take 1 semester. This is in addition to your regular band class. So regular band is what they're doing over here, and they will do more of it next year. And then all of these kids are in jazz band in addition to their regular band course. Okay. So our first tune, you heard a very brief introduction to that. It's actually a rock tune that I think you will know. We're going to go ahead and play Born to Be Wild.
That's right. You want to do phase of water.
music, I do want to recognize this trombone section as you guys pass so much. We did also have another solo in the middle. It was all the flutes, the saxes, the oboe, the clarinets, the vibraphone. Okay. And then of course, Mick on the drum set, killing it. Okay. So we got another tune. This is a more traditional jazz tune, but we're doing some swinging. So one of the things we learn in jazz is the way that articulation differs from regular band articulation is how we begin at each note and how each note connects or doesn't connect to other notes, as well as a lot of different kinds of rhythms that are specific to jazz. Swinging is the rhythmic subdivision. If that doesn't mean anything to you, don't worry about it. Just enjoy the music and you'll like what you hear. So the next one is a swing tune. It's called Flip Flop and Fly. As you saw, we had Brew on sax and Wade on clarinet for their solo. All right, thank you so much, Jazz Band. And the opening act is done. So we're gonna let them go. I'm gonna need to move a few stands over, and then we're gonna get started with the beginner band here. And really quickly, just a second. a guest artist coming to join us from the jazz band, so I'm going to give him 1 second because he needs to grab his instrument. He'll be right back. And while we're doing that, thank you guys for being such a great audience for our jazz band, beginner band. Thank you so much. Okay. And once more, this is what we're truly here for tonight. We're here to celebrate our beginner band's first concert, and I want you to think back for a second into what you might have heard early in the year. So there may be one or two or a handful at most of kids who might have played their instrument a little bit before the beginning of this year, but in most cases, when school started this year, they had never even touched this instrument, okay? And we started very slowly. They learned how to play the small piece, a mouthpiece, a barrel, a head joint. You probably heard some really interesting sounds at home. If you remember what all the brass sounded like in a mouthpiece, you thought, you don't remember eating beans, but there was a lot of those sounds in the house. And then like the double reeds and the clarinets, you were wondering like who killed that goose up in their room. But it all comes together really, really nicely, and I hope that you're very surprised and you appreciate how far they have come in that brief time since the beginning of August to now, so that we can put this concert on. And as you may know, these kids don't meet together in the school day. There are 4 different periods for different beginner band classes, but we are blessed to be able to separate them mostly into like instrument classes, so they are learning their instrument without having to sit through other people learn the instrument at the same time. So the first time we ever heard what they sounded like when they all played together was yesterday after school. And now we're going to hear it here. And our guest artist has his instrument. So we're going to go ahead and start. And here we go with our first full band tune. This is Jingle Bells. Great. I just realized, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jeff Cornay. Kids know me as Mr. C. I'm the band director here, and my associate is Mr. Leo, who's in the back over there. So one of your kid is in one of our classes, and I just wanted to introduce ourselves so you know who is who. And I do the beginner class for the saxophones and all of the brass. So the trumpets, the horns, the trombone, euphonium, and tuba. Mr. Leo does the beginner classes for the flutes, the double reeds, which are oboe and bassoon, the clarinets, and the percussion. Okay, and then we come together to do all of the other things. Okay, we're gonna go into what we call section features now. So we're gonna do a song for each of our instrument families. We have 3 different kind of families in our, and in just a minute you're gonna hear woodwinds and brass and percussion, and they each have a special song for you. before we do that real quick, I just want to recognize a few people that may be here, or I believe so. So one group of people that helps us a lot throughout the year is our booster board, because they help to run our booster program and provide opportunities for cool activities and assist the band directors throughout the year and provide those experiences for your kids. So if your kid came home one day earlier this semester and was soaking wet, it was their fault, because that was our fundraiser party and we had a big water battle. There are going to be some special things that happen in the next semester. I'll tell you about it a little bit here. But I know we have some of our boosters in the audience. So I want to recognize Becky Fig and Jen Harold, Claudia Ulrich, Bethany Metzger, Misty Neese, Christina Round, and Stephanie Helpman, who form our booster board. Can you wave if you're in the house? Thank you so much for what you do. And of course, we love parents to be involved in what we do, so some of these positions will be vacating as their children age out and up into high school and things like that. So if you have an inkling of desire to come and join and assist, we've had a booster board for a while now, and so the positions are very much kind of a routine, and they definitely have lots of information they can share with you, but you don't have to create anything from scratch, and it's not super time intensive, but you do get to provide great experiences for our kids and hang out with them once in a while. And if you want to do that, please reach out and we will get you in touch with some of the open positions. And if you just want to help out once in a while, just pay attention to when we send out our calls for volunteers. Sometimes we need transportation help, chaperone help, things like that. We always love people just to come along, even if you can only do it once throughout the year. It's nice to see different faces. And whether they tell you this or not, they actually like it when you're involved and you come and see it. They may not want to, like if we're going to somewhere on a bus, they might not want you to be on a different bus than them, but it's really fun to be able to come and join in with us on our events. So thank you so much, and please look to get involved. We love to have you involved, okay? So our first group of sections that we're going to hear is the woodwinds. So why don't we wave and show off where we are. Flutes, they are a woodwind section. The oboes, the bassoons, the clarinets, and the saxophones. Yeah, you can cheer for them. That's totally cool. Okay? And so they're going to play a little arrangement under the direction of Mr. Leo. This is the dreidel song. We have the trumpets, wait. We have the French horns. We have the trombones. We have the euphoniums. And the tubas. So, our brass are going to play Jolly Old Saint Nick. instrument group is the percussion. Okay, they get to play an assortment of instruments, and the feature they're doing today is called Duet. It's going to be a drum pad feature. So watch carefully, because this one is a little bit about the music, but also a lot about the other parts of what they're playing. So it's also visually pretty cool if you can check out their sticking and the way they alternate and things like that. It's quite intricate. So this is Mr. Leo with the percussion playing Duet. Now they have to go get set up for the last song, which is also a big percussion feature here too. And while they're getting set up, I just want to give you a little sneak peek. We got a lot of stuff planned for the spring, and of course we always look forward to next year. I mentioned that we have instrument-specific classes when they're a beginner, so that we can teach them things related specifically to their instrument. Exclusively, and then after the beginning band year, they're in band, which is a combination of all of them. So the group will look like this. Every instrument will be represented in the class that they're assigned next year. It'll probably be nowhere near as big as this, because we have 3 levels of band, and they do an audition later in the spring, which literally is just kind of a few assignments that we do in class. We use that as well as some other information to help us assign them to the appropriate level bands. We do have what is essentially a varsity, non-varsity, sub-non-varsity. We call them the wind ensemble, symphonic band, and concert band. So after the first year, we evaluate them, we assign them to a class next year that will suit their ability. We want to challenge them while, of course, not overwhelming them. And then we compete at different levels. So there's a couple extra opportunities for concerts in addition to what we would do this year. Okay, so it's really exciting to look forward to that. So if you've ever seen a band at a football game, we get to play at a football game next year. Okay. Now, we don't do marching band, that comes in high school. And we don't mind young children at our concerts either. We love them. Okay? But we do lots of sit-down concerts, and the next time, if you see one of our 7th and 8th grade ensembles, they're usually not performing in a gym like this, they're performing in a real theater. So next week on Thursday, we have our winter concert, which is at the PAC downtown, beautiful place to play. And then we do things like UIL and things like that. What these guys have to look forward to for the next semester is we do a couple of trips. So we're going to do a fun trip in January. It's just an after-school trip that has no one playing. It's just for fun. It's like band bonding to hang out with our friends. So we go to Caddytown, and if they want to sign up, as soon as we get back from winter break, they're going to get a little information and be like, do you want to go? Permission slip that will go out. So it's an exciting event where we get to go and eat a lot of pizza and play a lot of games and just have fun after school one day. Later in the semester, we have our big trip, which is in May. And these are both on the calendar as of right now, but they will sign up for them as we come. In May, we do a trip. It's a school day, and I know the kids get very sad, but we have to miss one day of school to go on our band trip. And we go down to San Antonio. It's for the whole entire band program, and our older kids perform at a festival, which is a competition. The 6th graders, or the beginner band, will watch them. This happens early in the morning, so that after we're done, we get to go to Six Flags, and we get to spend the rest of the day there. And then we'll come back at night. There's a package deal that we'll get, so you'll see information about that early in the 2nd semester, and they need to sign up. And there will be a fee, but the fee is helped greatly by the fact that we fundraise in the fall, which we already did, and that's done, and we did such a great job. I think we exceeded our goal by quite quite a bit this year. So thank you to you guys. So our goal was to raise $30,000, and we raised, I think it was 38, which is great. Okay, so we went above and beyond, and that helps us make the cost of the trip more affordable because these trips are expensive. We do take, going to the school day means we don't do school buses. That's for other things. And we're going to do some charter buses, which do cost a lot of money, but we can pay for a big portion of that because our fundraiser went so well, and make the cost of the trip much more affordable so that we want as many people that can go as possible. So it's something really cool to look forward to, and you will see that information in May. Now, lastly, before we play, I do want to thank a bunch of people because we can't do this alone. Obviously, we have the kids to thank for their hard work, parents to thank for your support, Murchison's staff. They're also very supportive, and they are here now. So I mentioned Mr. Von Lopez, Miss Meyer. I know that Miss Henderson was here as well, and any other band, Murchison staff, teachers that came out to see their students. Will you wave? And students, thank them for coming out. And of course, our admin also helps us run this program. Miss Allen was here too. Yay! Thank you for being here. And then another thing is, you may have seen our spokesperson model who was like doing the card earlier for donations. There she is. Okay, at this time of year, our boosters collect money to give to our custodial staff to help them have a wonderful holiday season as well. So at each of our concerts, we ask if you are able to do donations. You can take cash. There's also a PayPal link and things like that. All of the money, 100% of what you donate to that will be distributed to our custodial staff who work very hard to make sure that we can be ready for a place like this. They helped prepare this place for us, provided the chairs and clean, and just everything they do on a daily basis to keep our space clean and safe for the kids. We want to show our appreciation, and if you have a few dollars you can donate, we will give them a nice gift for the holiday season. Last bit. This is our final song. So after the song, we're going to have our kids put away their instruments, and then if you wouldn't mind a little bit of assistance, we do need to rack up these chairs and stands. We have racks back here, so if you're interested in doing a little assistance, parents, while your students put their instruments away, we'll clear up and get out of here nice and quick. If you could stay either in here or in this foyer while the kids are going back and forth down the hallway, just because we got a lot of percussion equipment and stuff like that, it'll help us back up really quickly, and the kids will do a lot of the work, and then they'll come back and meet you here or right outside there. Now, I told them that I was going to say this also. A great tradition to start now at their very first concert is to do something special afterwards, because they deserve it. They worked a long time to prepare this to show off to you, and if you appreciated what you saw, they deserve ice cream. So after the concert, and if it's not ice cream, something special. It is a great tradition to have someplace, you do after a concert to celebrate the hard work that went into it, and just the enjoyment of what they did. So, there you go, kids, I did it. All right. This last song will be featuring the percussion section. It's right there in the title, but it's a full band piece, and it's one of those ones that the kids, I can hear them singing it as they walk down the hallway after they leave the class usually, because it's kind of catchy. And this is going to be under the direction of Mr. Leo once again, and this is going to be Chant for Percussion. By the way, I almost forgot. It's a special day today for one other reason. It's Mr. Leo's birthday.